How's it going, everyone? Venomousstare back with another first day of Call of Duty first impressions video. If you remember, I made 3 of these for Modern Warfare before it was too insufferable to ever play again. So the first thing we do is talk about settings, because these games have pretty fucked settings in general by default. So for a lot of newbie PC gamers, I like to talk about the stuff that needs to be addressed. So we'll just go over the graphics, and then at the end I'll sort of talk about what I think about the game so far. And I've played about 6 hours of it, and I level capped in the beta. So obviously you want to go full screen. If you go full screen windowed, you lose some FPS. Obviously you want to go max hertz that you have on your monitor. It's probably either 144 or 60, hopefully 144. Higher is better. Some of the stuff will be very obvious, but a lot of this is targeted towards like someone who might have just bought their first PC, or CoD is one of their first games, or maybe a younger person. So VSync, you want both of these disabled. They'll frame rate cap you brutally. And then this render resolution, it's sort of like field of view. I like to put it at 100. Actually, no, never mind. That's defaulted at 100, and then field of view is defaulted at 80. And I put that at 100. Resolution is obvious, whatever sort of monitor you have. So here's some of the more important, less obvious things. Frame rate limit, unlimited. Obviously you want that on. Here we go. So this stuff, texture quality, model quality, special effects quality, you want to move all of this to the left. The more you move it to the left, see how more to the right it's like ultra, and then to the left it's lower settings. You want lower settings for more FPS. The game still looks great even with lowest everything. So you want to essentially move all of this stuff all the way to the left. You want the lighting low, you want the shadows low, and you certainly want the texture qualities on low. The object view distance I like to put on medium, just so you don't really get screwed out of seeing people at long range. The shadow stuff is really taxing on your GPU, especially when you have like all that dynamic ultra shit on, so make sure you disable that. And then anti-aliasing, obviously you want this stuff low. Motion blur is on by default for whatever reason. Absolute cancer. You have to put that on disabled. That's a must do. And then this is another must do, VRAM usage target. You want to put that bitch on high. And there's no really other solution. No matter what, you want that on high. And then as far as the audio goes, I just insta-muted the fucking music volume. And hotkeys, obviously I'm a PC gamer, and I unbound the melee key because it's annoying, and they nerfed melee, thankfully, after all these years, so it's not that strong. And I also rebound my mouse buttons to the grenades. So that's pretty much how to get optimal FPS out of the game. Now let's talk about what I think of the game so far and the classes and what I've been doing. I've been running the AK because it's just like your standard sort of bread and butter variant weapon, and I've been running basically the Stinger as the secondary, and this thing is incredibly powerful, and because everyone's going to be running spy plane, you need to have someone on your team running this at all times. Also, the trophy system is very good, especially for objective game types. Now, the trophy system combos really well with this perk 2 Gearhead, and when you do perk Greed, Gearhead combos really well with Quartermaster. Those are ones you want to combo out. Also, I prefer Stimtex over Frag because it's faster, even though Frag has a little more versatility. C4 is very good in domination. And as far as the Stinger goes, there are a few things I'd like to note. You can insta-shoot. You want to put on Assassin so you can see stuff coming through walls. And then you also want to run Care Package or you want to run Engineer so you can see it coming through walls, and you want to run Care Package Kill Streak because you can reroll. And anytime you reroll and take a package, it leaves a dummy one, and you can even reroll your allies' packages. So you can have a couple people with Engineer and just always basically reroll, and then the other people can run Flak Jacket even if they stay on Care Package. And you can also shoot down a Care Package plane before it drops. And if you shoot a cock blocker chopper, just the basic standard attack helicopter with 2 rockets before it gets in the field, it'll insta-die instead of just launching the first flood of flares and then taking like 40% damage. So if you're really on your shit and you have the Sigma 2, aka like the Stinger, you know, the typical shoot stuff down rocket launcher that's terrible at shooting people, combo that with Engineer. Also, the trophy system is insane for any sort of domination or control game mode and that combos really well with Gearhead because you can use 2 and become basically invulnerable to nades. Stem Shot I think is very important for grinding objectives, and even though the stuns are really obnoxious, you either need to run the stuns or the stems. I don't really see a use in any of the other things. So those have sort of been my first day impressions, having a lot of success shooting stuff down. Gearhead combos really well with Quartermaster. I was playing some private games with friends. I think Spycraft will be another perk that you want to use with this sort of shoot stuff down setup. And one thing I will say is, in general, at the beginning of the game, everyone's running Spy plane, so instead of just like, oh, I'll run Ghost, you like want to just have someone in your team shoot stuff down, and I've been having a lot of success with that. So those have been my thoughts, and I'll probably do a couple more of these style videos in the future.